Let me, where's my water bottle? I'll clear my throat. Make it sound professional.
Oh yeah, by all means.
Alrighty. Alright. I'm all set.
All right. You've been listening to King's Kitchen podcast. I'm your host, King Cook, and this is my guest, Sundog. I'm sure you all remember him. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good, man?
I'm pretty good.
Ready for another interview. Not interview.
Discussion.
High IQ discussions here.
Oh yes. Might I just say the view is wonderful up here on this New Zealand cafe cliff here.
Yes, it sure is. It's a bit cold actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because of that wind.
Yeah, I did bring a nice pea coat along for the experience.
Ooh. I forgot a jacket, to be honest. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and shorts and jandals.
Jandals.
Do you guys know what jandals? Oh my god, you guys know what jandals are? Jandals. Do you know? Okay, what about like flip flops?
Right.
Like, or sandals. They're like sandals, but they're like I don't even know how to explain it, dude. Honestly.
Okay.
They're like it's because they're weird. They're weird. It's like this little basically a piece of material that goes under your foot, and then you just got like one strap going between your big toe and your second toe, and then that's what you put your foot through, and then you walk around with it. It's for the beach and shit, you know.
You know what? I'm gonna have to look into this afterwards. I think I have to see it to believe it, kind of deal.
It's a myth to you guys.
It's a myth, pretty much. You know, all this talk of fashion has me thinking about our main reason for this urgent meeting. I flew all the way across an ocean to get here to talk about this.
It is. That's a big flight as well. It is,
because let me tell you, and some of you listeners, you might be haters of what I'm going to say, and even Sundog might be, I don't know. I just knew he was the man to talk to about it. That's what I knew. This Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake has got some feathers ruffled. And personally, I've been waiting for this remake for years. I kind of got out of Pokemon a bit, as we talked about in the first episode, but I've been waiting for this Diamond and Pearl remake, and I might have even said on the first episode, I wasn't going to buy a Switch until that game came out. And by golly, is it coming out, and in a way that I'm not happy about personally.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Chibi art style. I'm not. But I want your first reactions. Go ahead.
I was so excited when I saw it. Okay. Diamond and Pearl are easily my favorite games.
I agree.
They're the first ones I ever played. You know, that was the first. I had my DSi. I was in an EB Games. I don't know if you guys have EB Games. It's basically like GameStop in New Zealand.
Okay.
And I saw it and I was like, I need this. I need Pokemon Pearl. I need this. This one looks sick. So I convinced my dad to buy it for me. I went home and I played it. You know, it's easily my favorite game. And when I saw that remake, I was personally so excited for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons being that it wasn't a Let's Go game. Like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, because those games are really not good. Those games look terrible.
Right.
Well, they looked okay, but the actual gameplay was really not proper Pokemon in my opinion. And
I didn't even try it.
I gave it a go. It was not fun. And the remake looks like the most accurate remake they've ever done with Pokemon, with any Pokemon game. Like it's the same art style basically, but 3D instead of pixel, which I think is so cool. And all the maps and stuff, all the areas look exactly the same, but just in high definition, which I think looks fucking awesome. Personally.
Okay, I see what you're saying, and that's an argument I've been seeing in response to people of my ilk, which is that they're remaking it faithfully. Faithful remake is what I keep saying.
1-to-1. Yeah.
Which I get, like, if that's what you wanted, then this is the best result. For me, my expectation personally was like, I mean, I don't know much about the newest games. Like the newest game I've played and didn't even finish was Sun and Moon. I personally
Right.
did not like the remakes of Gen 3 because it's the same exact story, like chibi art style. I actually bought it like years ago, maybe a couple years after it came out, but never played it. And I tried it again like maybe a month or so ago. Like I put it in and turned it on, and I put it down after 5 minutes. I was like, I can't play this. Like
You
I
mean Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire?
yeah, the Sapphire. I think it was Ruby I had.
That's insane. Those are like
Yeah.
my favorite Pokemon games ever.
The original ones, yes. Like the
I'm
Game Boy
I
one.
Yeah, I love the originals, but I love the remakes as well. I think the remakes are amazing, personally.
You know, I might be insane. Maybe I need to be more open-minded, but I don't know. The way I see it is like, if I wanted to play the old game, I would go play it. But when I look at like what a new game should look like, I'm talking like at least on the level of X and Y, like character customization. Can you imagine a Sinnoh roster of fashion where you can actually choose what you wear? That would be
Oh, that would be pretty good.
so awesome because they have this
Yeah,
lovely like retro. Is retro the word? I don't know. They have a very unique like fashion sense. There's like the
yeah,
scarves and the hats and stuff. Like I wanted a 3D game. I mean, it is 3D, but you know, it's based off the 2D, like one to one and all that.
yeah,
And I wanted like a new story, one that Arceus is in, which probably won't happen. Which is why the other game that I'm sure we can touch on is pretty exciting. If you've
yeah.
heard
That
of
one
it,
looks fucking good. Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
does. So I
Um,
guess. Oh, go ahead.
there's a part of me that is sad and sees your point of view where it would be amazing if it was a Sinnoh remake where it was, the like almost like Sword and Shield type of graphics, like it's
Mm-hmm.
actually like realistic, or not realistic, but like much more 3D and proper characters and not chibi art style, and like that would be sick. And there is a part of me that is disappointed that that's not a reality. But the thing is that with that, there's so much room for disappointment, and like there are so many expectations that people would have that would not be met with that, I'm sure. And with this, it's with it being basically a one-to-one remake but in HD, I think it's going to be really, really, it's going to satisfy most of the fans, in my opinion.
I've been seeing people say that too, and that makes sense. Like my friend was saying, even like on top of that, it gives them more time to focus on making other games. Like for instance, what is it? They're calling it Pokemon Legends Arceus, right?
Arceus, yeah,
Arceus,
Legends
right?
Arceus, Arceus Legends, whatever, one of those things.
And apparently, it wasn't even Game Freak slash Pokemon slash whoever's making it now that made this the what is it? Shining Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
They had another company do it.
yeah,
So
Game Freak didn't do it.
So I guess since that's what they're doing is just one to one, that was easy for them to just pawn off to somebody else to do. But
That's true.
man, the fact that they're doing this makes me think that they're never going to make that Diamond and Pearl game that I want. Because if they do, it's going to be another 25 years from now. And if they have this method, they keep going with this method of remakes or just remasterings instead of remakes, then I'm never going to get that game. Like,
Mm,
so for me, it's like the dream is dead. Like I expect at this point that they're so afraid of the criticism that I think sometimes is unwarranted. I'm not in it a ton. Some of it seems a little extreme. That they're just afraid of doing anything new with something old because of like first geners, like people who are
yeah.
like Pokemon's getting worse and worse. I don't think that's a reason to stop making something you think is good, and that might be what's happening. Might be that they don't care about fan input that much, but I don't. I'm not in it enough to know. I just know that I feel like for me the dream is dead, and I don't think it's ever gonna happen now.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does seem that way. Because when they do another remake, they'll probably remake, I imagine, Generation 5. Pokemon Black and White will probably be the next step, I imagine.
Yeah, which is gonna be, 'cause, man, if they actually can't do what they did with Pearl with that game, because that game is like already like, in my opinion, modern looking enough. I mean, it's not completely 3D yet, But I'm just
Yeah.
imagining that game with Chibi. They already tried to make the character models taller and thinner. Like they tried to make it look more realistic with that generation. That's when they started doing that. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they did, right?
No, yeah, no, you're right. That was the first one. That was all the characters were a bit taller, and then after that they released X and Y,
Right.
which
Yeah,
had the
like
proper tall characters.
I can't imagine what a remake of that would look like. And I don't even feel like that game needs to be remade. Like I still would go back and play that. I love Black and White. Black and White
Oh
2 is like
yeah,
my
no.
favorite besides. See, that's the thing. I want to say Pearl's like I want to say Pearl's my favorite, but I love all the little things you can do in Black and White too. Like the movie
Yeah.
theater, that little avenue with the stores and stuff. Like that was the most recent game that I was just playing because I wanted to play it. I think even more recently than X and Y. I think when I stopped playing that, I went back to Black and White at some point.
Right, as you should. Pokemon Black and White are amazing games.
Yeah. So yeah, I really have no idea what a remake of that would look like. But I mean, at this point, I'm gonna buy the Switch now, because I kept telling myself I'm not gonna do it until this, which just meant I was never gonna play a Pokemon game until they remade that, and I can't not ever play anymore because they didn't do those the way I wanted them to. You know, I know a lot of people are happy with this, and I realized that after seeing a lot of passionate responses to people, either me specifically, or people saying things like I was saying. Because some people just want to relive it with better graphics. And in my personal opinion, I wouldn't consider these better graphics in any more of it. They're smoother in 3D. But
Yeah, no, it's not an amazing upgrade.
right. But I'm just gonna I'll hold my peace. I think I'm at terms with this. I'm probably gonna play it. I was gonna say, oh, I'll just play the Arceus game. That's coming out a whole another year afterwards.
I
So,
cannot wait for that.
oh, that's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna buy the Switch. I'm gonna play. You know, I might get the Switch now. I just got a campus job, and I mean, I don't have my car with me. Like, I drive. Like, I have a license, but my dad was like,
Right.
"Oh, you're not ready to drive." And there's some ramifications around why that is, and I don't think it's all on me. But we'll leave that. We'll let sleeping dogs lie. But a campus
Okay.
job is amazing because I just have to walk over to the lab, or in this case, the field, which I'm going to be working in most of the time because a lot of it's agricultural. The school is very agricultural based, as is the lab I'm going to be working with, and I just have to walk over there, maybe 3 times a week, and then do stuff that's cool and interesting, and then get paid for it. And I have too
Oh,
much free time
easy.
as it is, right?
Yeah, me too, man.
Like the amount of free time I have makes me use all of it irresponsibly because I'm like, oh, I have time later.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I do. I know exactly what you mean, man.
So I think this is gonna help me out a lot. Anyway, I won't feel as bad about buying a Switch, which a Switch Lite's probably around $200 nowadays, right?
Maybe in US dollars. I'm not really sure how
Oh,
it
right. Fair enough.
translates over.
Let me just
To be honest, it's like in New Zealand dollars, it's like 350, I think, or 400 maybe,
let me just check on
which is
my
not too bad.
cellular device here. Yeah,
Ooh, fancy.
refurbished from GameStop is 180. That's not
Oh,
bad.
easy.
I can do that easily.
Yeah,
If you
for
want it
sure.
new from Best Buy, it's 200. You know, I mean, should I just get a new one if it's like a freaking $20 difference?
Yes. Yeah, I would actually.
Some people, or somebody on Twitter, one of the people responding to my heinous accusations about these Pokemon games, told me it's better to just get the Switch if I can afford it because the graphics are better. Do you know if it's
It's
like that much of a
okay.
difference?
Well, I have a Switch, and my one of my siblings has a Switch Lite, and so there are a couple things that are different. Yes, the screen is smaller on the Switch Lite, um, and yeah, so obviously, if it's smaller, that means that with a bigger screen, the graphics are a bit better.
Right.
And then there's the added bonus of it coming with the dock, so you can put it into a TV and play it on your TV screen.
Right.
And so then you can play it on the big screen, which looks really nice. And but if you're just looking to play games handheld, then the controllers on the Switch Lite, like the actual the Joy-Cons or whatever, which you can disconnect from the Switch, but not from the Switch Lite. They're much better quality on the Switch Lite.
That's what I was just thinking.
They're newer and they're better quality, and the Switch gets Joy-Con drift, like on the joysticks.
Is that when it gets stuck going in one direction?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that is
definitely getting
I had
the
it
Lite
so
then.
bad. Yeah, no, I think
just
a Lite
made my
for you
decision for
especially.
me.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm glad we had this conversation.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking up. I have to decide whether I want diamond or pearl.
Listen, man, I'm staying loyal to Pearl. Palkia is like my favorite legendary to this day, I think.
Yeah, that makes your decision easy.
He's so
I'm not
cool
sure.
looking. Like I'm gonna.
Yeah, he is.
People might hate. I might have said this last time, but I've never liked Dialga's design. He's just got this giant, like, Pope-looking hat attached to his head. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what is that growth? Come on, let me see.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, he does. That is why. Like, I don't know, and I always just like things that actually look like dragons, because he doesn't really look like a dragon at all. He just looks like some...
That's true.
It's kind of the same way I feel about Chikorita. It's like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. At least the first, like, no, when it gets more evolved, it makes sense. But the first evolution, it's like, is it a bean with legs? Like, Dialga's kind of the same thing for me.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, Dialga definitely does look much goofier. Maybe I'll go with Shining Pearl.
Right.
It's a treat.
Question though. Can we we're at the point where we can trade like online, right? I know Wonder Trade's random, but can you have like a friend across the planet and trade with them?
Yeah, you can.
Well, in that case, I mean, for Pokédex sake, I don't really have any friends here. Probably gonna buy the newest one, maybe. But like, if you wanted to get diamonds, we could trade back and forth so we both have them.
That's true. We could also battle and shit. Oh, I wonder how that's gonna be. Because one of the biggest Pokemon controversies in the last couple years was that Sword and Shield, you can't transfer every Pokemon onto that.
I heard
onto that game.
They nerfed the Pokédex.
Yeah, and I bought Sword and Shield to transfer all my Pokemon from my 3DS a couple months ago. Ooh. And you can put them all onto the Pokemon Home, which is like Pokemon Bank for the Switch. And so I've got about, like a couple hundred Pokemon which are just stuck in there until further notice.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I've got shinies.
And you can't even go backwards, like, to the last game once you do that?
No, I can't. Which is why I'm hoping that Diamond or Pearl, those remakes, will be able to take them all, so I can then move them all onto there instead. Because I would much rather have my Pokemon on that one than I would Sword and Shield. Because that game, I like it, but I would much rather have a remake of my favorite game with Pokemon on it.
Yeah,
I could have my first ever Pokemon that I caught, or my starter on Pearl, on my DS, on my Switch, on the remake.
That is amazing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think you're changing my mind about all the ramifications that come with there being a Diamond and Pearl remake. It's starting to level out a bit.
True. Hold on, I'll be 1 second. My dad is coming to my room for some reason.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to.
Hey folks, how you doing today / tonight? I'm pretty good. Just I'm living life. I'm existing. I'm floating in the pool that is existence, and just trying to kind of make my way around these celestial bodies. Oh, you're back.
Am I interrupting something?
No, I was just talking to the fans. Just we're doing a little soul-to-soul conversation.
Oh, of course. Nothing says living at home like my dad coming into my room.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how your room's on like the top of a cliff next to a cafe. It's kind of a cool spot.
Oh yeah, he actually works at the cafe.
Right.
We
Slip
all
of the
live here. This is
tongue.
actually my cafe. I don't know if I ever mentioned that.
Oh,
I own this
right.
cafe. Yeah.
Yeah, I just,
Well, my family does.
I didn't want to feel so small. I didn't bring it up, but it's out there in the air now. The world
Yep.
knows.
We built it on the top of Mount Cook. That's the tallest mountain in New Zealand, and we own it.
Yeah, and you like named it after me
Yep,
when you
that's
built
exactly
the
what we named it
mountain.
after. Yep, I was like, I'm gonna name it after my good friend Cook for when he eventually comes to discuss the new Pokemon games.
Right. It exists. This exists here. This is like the final valley in Naruto, but of Pokemon discussions.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's actually so funny. I don't know. Did we? I think on the last podcast we talked a lot about Naruto,
Oh
right?
yes. And I think you weren't watching it at that point, correct? Or you'd watched the first series and not.
No, I hadn't seen anything at that point.
Right. I noticed you have
But
Rock Lee
now,
as your
now we
little
have an
character there.
update.
Yes.
Yeah, we have an update. I've watched all of Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
We're skipping the fillers mostly,
Right.
and I'm 50 episodes into Shippuden currently.
Mm.
So I've progressed considerably
Right.
since our last discussion, and I love it. It is a good ass fucking anime.
You know, people keep giving me reasons. I'm starting to think I shouldn't resist anymore. I actually decided I
It's
would do it, believe it or not. And I started to try, and then I was like, wait, but
Big strong cool guy 47777777777.
with my friend, I should probably just dox him. I'll change that. Anyway,
yeah.
my friend was telling me you have to watch like the last episode of Naruto because like the second half
Yep.
of it is not filler. And I was like, all right,
Yep.
cool, I'll just do that. And then I go in and I see Gaara fighting someone who looks like the literal gods from Shippuden, and I'm like, this isn't filler. This isn't filler. Like I don't have to go back
I
and watch
know.
everything before this and like see what happened. And my friend was like, no, please don't. You don't have to do that. And he's like, no, I have to do it. He's like, you're gonna get stuck and you're not gonna watch Shippuden. I was like, no, I'll be fine. I need to know what happens. And guess what happened? I watched like 2 episodes of the old show again, and then gave up.
It's terribly written. All the fillers I've watched because there are some that you kind of need to watch to understand the stuff that isn't fillers because of the way that it's written.
Right.
And it is just, you can just tell, like it is just like a massive step down from the other episodes. It's just really, it doesn't feel well written at all.
Right.
And like he said, you do just watch the second half of the last episode of Naruto. That is all you need to watch. That's all. I watched it all because I didn't know when exactly to skip to.
Right.
But you literally only need to watch like the second half of the episode just to set up for the start of Shippuden.
Man, I'm just gonna have to. I see. My issue is that Gaara used to be my favorite character, and now he's still in like probably the top 5 just because he's the most like
He's pretty
overpowered
good.
person. I mean, up there, the top 5 is probably Shikamaru, Kakashi, Lee, Gaara, and there's some contenders. See, part of me wants to say Neji, but he's just cool. He doesn't have like a ton of characters. Like he learned from Naruto and all, but I feel like there's other people that. I mean, honestly, you know what? For the sake of time, I'll just give it to Neji. I'm gonna forget and like later realize that there's someone better as I'm like re-listening to this and be kicking myself, but we're just gonna give it to him.
Rock Lee is easily my favorite character. I love him. He's funny as fuck.
They just did
Every
him.
time he's on screen, I'm just cracking up.
Yeah, they did him dirty in like the main story of the original one though. He had a cool comeback, but then they put him against somebody that he literally could not feasibly beat. I just thought that was a little mean-spirited in writing, personally.
Yeah, it was hard. You're talking about yes, spoilers.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say the name. But the fight with the guy that has a bone to pick with
you
him.
know what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then
yes, I do.
It's necessary because, you know, the person who helps him out, that's a whole arc that needs to be finished, so I get it. But they gave Lee his like only power boost in the whole show of the first one, and then against it was like gave him a power boost against someone that the power boost couldn't even help against except to keep him from dying. Like, it just kept
Yeah.
them alive, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. They did do him a bit dirty there. But yeah, no, it's since the last podcast, it's been a big change. I've watched considerable amounts of anime,
I'm glad to hear that.
specifically
I still
Naruto.
haven't.
Yeah.
I'm caught up on Attack on Titan.
Still,
though.
oh yeah, me too actually. New Attack on Titan is crazy.
Really is. But nowadays, every
I'm
episode is more exposition, which is necessary. But man,
yeah, it's setting up.
yeah, that action was just so much that now it's like, all right, so now we're seeing everything that happened before this point.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
came out the gate swinging,
It's
and then was like,
confusing.
it kind of is. Sometimes I don't know if we're in the past or the present
Or the future.
or the future.
Yeah, I genuinely cannot tell half the time. But I'm just watching it and just hoping that eventually it'll all fall into place and I'll know what's going on.
Right. Oh my gosh, the last episode, it was pretty tense. You're caught up, right?
Yes, I am.
I was just waiting. Like, I don't want to go into it a ton because I'm kind of sick of putting in spoiler warnings. But spoiler warning, I'm not gonna put a warning. This is your warning right now. You can probably skip ahead 30 seconds. I'll be quick. But like, what, the girl that was like the adopted sister of, she came to live with Sasha's parents, right? When I realized that was the one they were talking to, and after Gabby killed Sasha, I was like, holy
Oh my
moly.
god. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that was insane. And it's like they're literally living with her dad.
Yeah, literally. Like, I realized after he had the accent, I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah, I could not believe it.
and if you know, knowing Attack on Titan, you know, it's been 30 seconds. We're done. We can, knowing them, they may or may not address this at some point. There may or may not be closure, because I would not put it past them to not have any kind of closure. Just like, we keep going and only we know when they don't.
Yeah, that'd be classic Attack on Titan.
It really would. Like, man, I still miss Marco. Like, he was such a stand-up guy. You know? I don't feel bad spoiling that.
Dude.
That's years old.
Yeah, that's like episode like 10.
Yeah.
Like, that's real early on. Fuck yeah, he was my favorite character. I had watched I don't know if you know, there's Attack on Titan like junior high school. Junior
yes.
high.
Apparently
like
there was manga spoilers in that.
Chibi style.
Like, spoilers
I
for
think
later
there is
on
of some
past where the
sort.
anime had gone, basically.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't watch that much of it, but I remember like I think I watched a bit before I got up to the part where Marco fucking corks it, and I was like, oh, I love Marco, I can't wait to watch more of him in the anime, and then boom, half of his face is fucking gone.
There was so many half jokes. It was just disrespectful how many half memes there were about him being dead.
Yeah, so fucking many.
Yeah, but oh, I should probably address the thing I was going to talk about earlier. I never finished Sun and Moon. Instead, I started playing Diamond and Pearl, and I kind of fell off of it because, you know, mobile games are easier to just kind of take, you know, just do wherever you are and get sucked into. So I kind of gave up. But then when I got this news, I was like, I might as well finish this one before I play that one. And then I was like, wait, if they're literally remasters, there's no point in replaying this one. I should just wait until that one comes out. But,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, I don't know. I have to double check and make sure that I think all my good stuff from the old games are probably on Black and White too. Probably. I think they are. Because I never bought
That's easy to transfer up.
Because I never bought the bank or whatever it was that you have to do to, like... Isn't it like a monthly subscription or something?
It's a yearly subscription.
Okay.
It's like really cheap.
All right.
It's $10.
Oh, you know, okay.
Oh, I guess $5 for you guys.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like...
Just multiply everything by 2.
It's 10 New Zealand dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, roughly. I have it right now, in fact. I bought it to transfer my Pokemon up to Sword and Shield.
And then found out that you can't transfer all of them.
It's I'm not happy about it. I found out you can actually have the app on your phone and you can access Pokemon on your mobile on your phone, which is really cool.
Could what you just look at them, like just see what they're there still?
And you can trade like through that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
it is. It's really cool.
It's also scary because if somebody like, I was like, hey, you can use my phone to do such and such, and then they like mess around with like my years old collection of Pokemon, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I've pretty much never released any Pokemon.
right.
Like
Well,
I would
yeah.
never, because I there's no point. Like I have so much space, and so now I have a couple like some ridiculous like I have like thousands and thousands of Pokemon
I believe you.
in that Pokemon bank.
Right. Is there like a limit
Because
on how many you
I've
can
played
have?
like yeah, it's something ridiculous. So like it's like a couple like 30,000 or something. Like that you've got heaps of space. But the thing
Right.
is that I've built up my collection of playing through Pearl, Black, White, X. No, not White. Sorry, Pearl, Black, X, and Alpha Sapphire, and Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I've put them all together onto my Sword and Shield. And I've got
Wow.
like 200 hours in each one or something. I've played so much Pokemon.
Right. Um,
I'm a
I
big
was gonna say because I've played games before Diamond and Pearl, maybe it evens out, but then I realized the only game I played before that I've transferred from was Emerald. That was it. So you definitely have more, more
and I have
games.
Yeah, and I have Sapphire.
Right. Yeah, I
So
remember
I've even played that.
I was so enamored by the fact that you could put your Game Boy game cartridge, like Pokemon Emerald, on the bottom of your Nintendo DS, and then put your
Oh
like DS
yeah.
cartridge in the top. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Looking back, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
never had a DS Lite.
I kind of miss that like physical experience there was to transferring Pokemon. Like with the Game Boys, you had to have the cables, and then if you wanted to go from Game Boy to DS, you had to put them both in the same device. Like there was something so cool about that. It's so old timey, I guess. Well, it's a bad word. Would say old. No, you know what? We'll just say 80s or not 90s. Rather, Pokemon didn't exist in
80s.
the 80s. Did it? Did it really? No, it was 1995, right?
No. It was yeah. It was probably a development maybe, or maybe there were some
Oh,
plans
surely.
being made. But I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, surely.
Right, right. But yeah, I'm debating. Maybe I should just skip to Sun and Moon, right? Like not replay Pearl. I wanted to do right by my Turtwig because the first time I used him as in what do they call them? HM slaves. Like that's what I used him as.
Yo, but what's the point of Bidoof then?
I didn't know. Oh yeah, because Bidoof can use like what Surf and like all the other ones, right?
He can use 5 out of 6 of them, I think.
Can he use Cut?
Yes,
What? Oh, what?
I think the
Bro, I'm
he
carrying
only
around
can't
a
use Fly.
I'm carrying around a freaking like Pikachu, which is useless as to use cut. Like I might as well at least use Bidoof so we can. You know what? You just saved me. I could have sworn I couldn't teach him cut. I thought I checked, but I guess maybe I didn't bother to. All right, well, that's what I'll be doing. I'm excited to get.
As he should.
What's it? Now I'm forgetting his name. What is the little electric like kind of cat that turns into like a bigger cat and it's third
Oh,
evolution?
Luxio.
Luxio. I'm excited for is that the third evolution or is it Luxray?
No, Luxio's the first one, and then it goes Lux. Oh, what's the second one? I'm not sure what the second one is, but the final one is Luxray. Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited for that very much because I'm a big cat guy. So on that
Yeah, me too.
that one Roblox game I told you about that was Pokemon, it was basically an MMO of Pokemon. I had like a full cat
Yeah.
team for the most part. I had Luxray, Pyroar, the male one, obviously, because those big flames are pretty cool. I had Meowstick. I had.
Yep.
I know I had another one that was not a horrible pick. I think I might have had. I could have sworn I had another cat type that's wasn't like Meowth or whatever the evolution was, but it might have been. But I was living life. That was fun. Just had a whole team
That's
of
living the
cats.
dream.
It is. Like, legit, like, you have the gyms that are based on a single type. That's how you get wiped. You just choose a single, like, species of animal and have that be your Pokemon, and you'll be fine. You have types across the board.
Yeah,
I'd have, like...
that's true.
Yeah, I'd be the cat gym leader. Like, every single cat Pokemon, like, I make all of the people that work in there use them too. Like, the first evolutions. That'd be funny.
That would, yeah, that actually, I can imagine that being pretty interesting. Surely make a fan game.
Yeah. Man, I already put so little time into my projects such as this one that I haven't released anything in more than a month. I don't even think I could have time for make a fan game. Could use
Man,
it.
I know the feeling. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh.
That like I have like I don't know 80 subscribers or something. Like like it's not a big thing, but I enjoyed uploading, and I uploaded. I used to upload like once every week or two, and yesterday or today I suppose I uploaded for the first time in like 9 months.
What kind of content do you do?
I don't know, I just do whatever I feel like, man. I do like I've done a couple like just like joke gameplay videos and just random like edits, as well as just weird random jokes that I just upload. And then my latest one was my film that I made at school for my media studies project exam. No, not exam. My media studies like internal. And I just uploaded that about 10 hours ago.
I know. I'll definitely like link you in the description if you're interested. I've also been thinking about.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be sick, actually.
That's a plug. I mean, you already have more subscribers than I'll probably ever have for this. Because then I'm not doing any outreach.
Nah,
or anything,
surely it will blow up.
Yeah, especially if Frank Jeff C put out something about getting on podcasts. I think I said that in the group chat, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was. If we can get him on, that'd be pretty crazy.
Frank,
he liked the reply, right?
He did. He liked it. Didn't reply. I sent him a DM.
He liked mine.
Yeah, I was like, guys, hype me up, like back me up here. Frank, if you're listening, I would love to have you on. I want to talk to you about vaporwave. I'm a vaporwave virgin. I've like dipped my toe in, and that's it. I want to know more from like the source. So yeah, he probably won't listen to this one specifically, even if he checks them out. He won't know which one to listen to, but
maybe he'll see that Sundog's on it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I gotta listen to this.
Gotta listen to that one.
Important.
This is, if he's here, it's the place to be. Right? Like it's just that simple.
Of course.
But yeah, if that happens, the cool thing about that is that, all the people I've been talking to now, I met through EXO in one way or another, right? All the people I've been having on. So
That's true.
So if they come and they listen to Frank's episode, right? If they listen to episode 1, they're like, oh, they're talking about Society. These are cool people. Like, they're in. Like, anyone who listens to Frank and EXO is, like, here to stay. I would hope. But that's the thing about this podcast. There's no particular, like, subject. So it's just, if you find King Cook and his friends interesting, and you're interested in, like, a character study type podcast is kind of what it is if you think about it, then this is like your thing. But if you're just here for one thing, you'll have to like comb through them to find that one thing whenever we talk about it.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate for them if that's how they watch their podcast, then they're about to have a rough time.
Yeah, you just have to listen to a gaming podcast or something if you just want that. But no, here in King's Kitchen, we just take slices of life from different people and just mix them together into a nice little dessert platter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that a pun? I think that might be a pun.
Oh, you know what? I think it was unintentional because I'm talking about kitchens, but we're just going to roll with it. We might even change the channel description. But,
Yeah, actually, that's... dude, we've just discovered... the new slogan of King's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Sure. Now we blow up. Now you blow up.
Yeah. Now somebody just happens upon this, right? And they're just like, oh, these people know what they're talking about. Blowing them up right now. Hey, everyone. Hey, all you people. SpongeBob.
And it's PewDiePie.
It's PewDiePie. He's like, best podcast ever? ? There's my PewDiePie
Yeah,
impression.
and then he shouts us out on his YouTube channel.
Right.
If he did shout someone out, how many subscribers do you think that person would gain? Like, because he's got like 100 million subs, right? Like, realistically, how many people would actually subscribe to a channel that he shouts out?
You know, this is researchable because he's done it before. There was somebody with like not many, and he did it. My guess would be maybe a couple 100,000, but I don't remember how much that person got. It might have been probably not a million, probably a few 100,000. Because you have to think some of those subscribers aren't, active, and then some of them are just like, oh, I can't be bothered, and some of them are like, well, this isn't interesting to me. And then you have like a couple people that are like, oh, I find this interesting, or I'm following because PewDiePie told me to. So
yeah,
it's probably less than half, I would say, of the people who watch it, the video. Just my I can't English. There you go. Thank you. That's the word.
You're welcome. I'm a graduate of high school, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right. I also am that, but sometimes I don't English very well. Speaking of, go ahead. The transition wasn't going to work.
Joke.
Go ahead. Mine wasn't going to work.
Oh,
I'm trying to find an L.
I was gonna make fun of you for being American or something.
Oh yeah, the American education system. Oh, that one's.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my complaint is that I have to learn things I don't need. For instance, if I'm gonna be working with, if I'm gonna be a soil scientist, for instance, why would I need to learn to memorize certain things that I would have on hand when I can understand Okay, I'm just gonna be specific. Organic chemistry. Okay. I've heard disturbing information about it in terms of how difficult it is. And I can understand a medical professional would need to have all these things memorized, so the tests in the class would have to be all memorization. But if I'm going to be working with soil, and I can have a piece of paper in front of me and someone's life isn't dependent upon me having something memorized, I shouldn't have to take the same class as somebody who needs to do that. There should be like different degrees. Like organic chemistry for soil scientists, not organic chemistry for medical professionals. Those are whole different levels of like necessary understanding, and that's one thing I think is stupid. True. Personally, I think if I want to go to school for something, there should just be a school for that, and I go there and learn that, in my opinion. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that much.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing that's changed since... How long ago did we record the first episode?
Maybe 2 months ago? 3? It was the...
Because I'm just wondering if it was...
halfway through December, I think. It was before Christmas.
That was before I,
Or was it after?
Right,
before.
That was before I knew my, results for my school exams. And I knew whether I'd passed or not, so that's another thing that's changed. I am officially a high school graduate with university entrance.
I swear you
very exciting.
I swear you had just found out you graduated when we recorded. I think you had said it was a flex that you were a graduate.
Oh, well, okay, I think because I didn't get my results, actually, like, making sure I passed all my classes that I was trying to pass until last month, which definitely was after.
Oh.
So that's a bit of a progression.
Depending on your timeline, wibbly wobbly timey wimey? Yeah, depends.
It does depend on that.
Before I forget, I wanted to ask you, have you ever played Team Fortress 2?
Yes, okay, so I've given it a go. I've played... I'll check right now how many hours I have on TF2.
Oh, I could check too.
Not take long because
guarantee you it's gonna be exponentially more. It was my life
Oh yeah,
for a while.
I would hope so. Yeah, that definitely adds up. Let me have a look. Team. Do I need to add it to my library again? I guess I probably do. Yeah, I do. Let me have a look. I'm sure.
You just phased out of existence there. Can't hear you.
Well, it's given it a decent
Oh, there
go.
you go. Sorry, you cut out for a bit there. Did you already say how much?
Oh,
Hello?
did I? Oh, goodness. Yo, Oh, whoops, I started installing it by accident.
That probably made your
Um,
computer cough there for a second.
it did. I forgot that my PC has an old, CPU, so it's like downloading shit speed is, or like, it crashes my PC basically sometimes. Not crashes, but like it slows it down hardcore.
Right. Of course, Steam chooses now to
But yeah,
update.
I've got 8.5 hours.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, well, definitely. You know, I'm not even gonna give any numbers until I read it. I'm just wait for it to Yeah, but I just got back into it recently. I saw a meme. There was
Oh yeah.
these little, not text to speech. Yeah, these like text to speech with voices from TF2. I'll link the thing in the description because some of the creations people do with it's actually really funny. Like the scout talking to the pyro and stuff. Like things like, well, not the pyro. Literally anyone but the pyro. Okay, so I have a total of 507.7 hours. So that's kind of a
Oh my
lot.
god.
But compared to other people who have
That is a lot of hours.
compared to people who've like been playing it since I stopped, I'm sure they have like thousands. But I guess that's probably
Yeah, that's
a
true.
lot.
It is. That's
but
more than I have on any Steam game.
really, it's probably the most I have on any Steam game for myself. I mean, it's probably given. I haven't really played anything else a ton. Probably Among Us might be the second best, honestly. Remember, I left the game on purposefully a lot over several days because I heard if you got to 100 hours, you got like a free vest. Turns out that was a lie. So,
You
I
got
wasn't excited
scammed.
about that. I did. I got scammed out of my 100 hours of playtime.
So you have over 100 hours on Among Us.
120 something, yeah, because I just left the game running for like throughout the day for 3 days to get to that point so I could get the vest for nothing. I probably have more hours than people who are still playing it, and it started when I was playing, but just play it like at night with people. I probably have more hours than them.
Yeah. I only have 40 hours
But
on Among Us, to be honest.
the reason I brought up TF2 is because if you're interested, I wanted to invite you to play it again because I'm hard into it, and like I'm gonna try to get Sparky too. Because I
Yeah,
swear,
dude, 100%.
oh, awesome. We're gonna like form a squad. But I think me and Sparky have talked about TF2, and I wanted to use that text to speech thing to send him like a funny little like invitation. Because I sent one to like a couple of my friends, and they were just like, "What in the world is this?" Because it's pretty accurate. Like the heavy asking you why you left home and how he misses you to my one friend is pretty disturbing to hear when you hear the heavy specifically talking to you using your name. And then the demo man.
Oh, yeah.
The demo man telling you you've like abandoned your heritage and you're a blood traitor is also pretty scarring to hear when addressed specifically to you. So I wanted to. I want to figure out which class. Which class should I use to invite Sparky? What do you think?
I've always found the sniper's voice quite funny.
Yes.
I think he says some classic things. So it could be a good idea.
I really hope. So the guy's developing it more as, like, right now. It's been offline a few days. I really hope the sniper's better when it comes back, because before it didn't sound quite right. It sounded, mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't as bad as the I don't think the spy was very accurate, if I remember correctly. So I'm hoping it'll be even better, because wow, I told you, in the American schooling system, I can't speak English. Yeah, the sniper would be pretty good, I think. But Sparky, hopefully by the time you hear this, you've already received that.
He didn't.
Which probably will be the case, because this probably won't come out for 2 to 3 weeks, if I'm being honest. Probably, you know what? If I finish editing the last one, I could have this out in a week.
He did not.
Probably a week and a half.
He absolutely did not.
Alrighty.
We'll see. I do want to get back into this. I have guests lined up, just at the door. They're in the waiting room. They're literally starving out there, waiting to come in. And I just had you cut in front of the line, because like last time, there was things we had to talk about as they were happening. So, you're like the only person with the like express pass to come past everybody else.
Oh,
when there's
wow.
something to talk about.
That's a great feeling.
I mean, the original idea for the podcast was just like a 2-man podcast. So this is like the next best thing.
That's
because
true.
I just can't commit to a schedule. So like, this is how we do things here in King's Kitchen. Like, you show up in like the restaurant portion, you're like, "Hey, is King Cook cooking today?" And your answer will be silence if he's not, right? And there's no app. Like, you have to show up and then ask, "Is the King's Kitchen open today?" And then if you get an answer, then it is.
Across the country as well. I mean, across the world. Sorry, not the country.
Yeah, there's no way to check.
I fly all the way there, and then you are busy. You're not there. You're not in the kitchen.
Right.
And so I'm forced to either stay in a hotel and spend thousands of dollars, or call it quits and head home, which is what I've done every time.
You know, I'm sure we can get you a pager. We can probably scrounge up a budget for that.
That would be great.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be amazing.
Smartphones are a little too above our technological and financial capabilities, but a pager, we might be able to scrounge something for you.
That would be life-saving, or money-saving, I should say.
Well, I mean, if you consider time as equal to life, then it would be life-saving, because you're wasting your life coming here for nothing. Well, I'm sorry, going there, because we're in your land today. We are
indeed.
But it's arguable, since it's named after me, this mountain we're on.
That's true. We did buy it in your name.
Right.
Mr. Cook.
I have the deed. And I just didn't know it.
Yeah, I put it in your full name.
Right. The full name
which
that...
I do know now.
Yes, because Skype was so kind as to display it. And by Skype, I mean me for leaving it there. So, you're right. You found out. My full name is Ray Cook, with an E. Because, you know, I thought I was clever.
E?
Yeah. I mean, like, Cooke, you know?
Oh, I thought you meaning Ray as in R-A-E.
R-A-E? No, it's R-E. It's actually R-E-Y. C-O-O-C-K.
Oh.
C-O-O-K-C.
Okay.
C-O-O-K-E. Wow. This is
American education system.
Yes.
It's really fucking you up, dude.
It really is. My gosh. I almost got political for a second, but we don't.
Oh no.
I don't know how I was gonna do that, but us Americans and our loud mouth and no filter, we just can't help it sometimes.
You know, it's we try to avoid it here in New Zealand as well. It never ends up well.
Right. Now, I have to say, so I was listening to Rav's stream. We got a little EXO in here. I was listening to Rav's stream the other day, and, I used to be a sweaty tryhard trying to, like, get responses and stuff, but when I just, I'm just chilling, doing something else while I'm listening, much more enjoyable. And also, some people were, like, making some jokes about Bill, like, ratting on Bill, and his response, it felt nice to hear. Like, he was, like, seeing his formal post on Twitter was cool and all, because he wasn't, like, just, like, abandoning Bill and all that, but hearing him say, like, hey, man, like, stop messing with him. Like, we're still friends. Like, he's just working on himself. He's fine. Like, and then hearing him say that in, like, a lighthearted tone was just really nice to hear, because it makes me feel like they're still talking and they're still chill, and he's being a supportive friend, and I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad Rav approached it the way he did, because I remember they had that, I think I said this before, they had that episode of the We Don't Suck podcast talking about cancel culture, and it sounded like they were both pretty much against it. Like, if you want to stop supporting somebody because something they did made you feel uncomfortable, sure. But I don't think that that's a reason to go and try to change other people's minds to be like, well, stop supporting this person so that they can't support themselves and, like, make a living. I don't think that's... I think that's pretty toxic. I think people should be left to their own decision, because some people believe in forgiveness and some people do, but then there's just certain things they think are unforgivable, and that's fine. It's up to you. But I don't think you should try to force other people. You shouldn't, like, hate that person so much that you try to change other people's minds about them, because that kind of hatred just isn't healthy to have. It's toxic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So anyway, all that to say, I was really happy to hear Rav talk about Bill that way, and it makes me confident that in the future, when Bill is better, we are going to see more out of them together, and we're finally going to get that album Bill's been talking about, because I want it, I need it, I need it bad.
I know what you mean, man. I need that shit real bad as well. I haven't actually been listening to them as much recently, to be honest.
Me either.
I definitely, I used to listen to them. You know, I would just listen to, like, Ramona or Beneath the Jungle just on repeat, just all day.
Right.
You know, and now these days I haven't properly listened to their albums in, like, 2-3 months, probably.
Yeah.
And I miss it, but it happens.
I've been listening to different stuff. I think they're called the Strokes, and I accidentally called them the Stokes or something like that the other day, so that was pretty funny. I think it was even, like, more wrong than that. I think I just called them the Stoke. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of a compliment.
That's pretty far off.
Right. There's actually only...
If they heard that, they'd cancel you.
They would, yeah. They'd be like, King Cook has to go. He does not deserve...
King's Kitchen is over.
...to exist on the internet anymore. And since King Cook only does exist on the internet, then that would be the end of his life. So that's unfortunate. King's Kitchen will be closed. It goes. And then, and of course, I'm not going to put out any kind of notification. There's not going to be a sign on the window. You're just going to be like, you're going to come up and knock like usual, and I'm just say, is King's Kitchen open today? And then you're going to get silence. And even your pager's not going to reach anywhere at that point.
Fuck. All the budget that was spent on it, it's not even going to be worth it. That's so upsetting.
All for naught. But, hey man, the winds are getting pretty rough up here. It might be a good time to, like, make our retreat. You know, I mean, since I'm here, we might as well go, you know, play some games. You know? Now that I mention it, I think I was thinking maybe about doing some gameplay videos for King's Kitchen. They would probably be few and far between, but I'm not against it. And
I'm absolutely keen for that.
I'm just wondering what games would be best. Probably anything I'm playing, obviously.
Of course,
I guess that might include CF2. The only problem with that is that I might dox myself or something, or somebody else might dox me while I play. And I don't know how the recording would work, but I'm not against trying it. Starting off with, like, an RPG might be good.
Oh yeah, that could be fun. A couple weeks ago, I recently built a gaming PC.
Ooh, okay.
So now I've got a PC that can handle all the games I've really ever wanted to play. So that's pretty good. So I'm open to any kind of game really. I've got Minecraft if you wanted to do that, which is always a good option.
It's funny you say that.
Or
because we have a server. It's what was active. It's active whenever someone wants to play on it, basically. But
Right.
yeah, me and Sparky live in a jungle together. It's pretty lit. Lauren's there. I don't know. People really only play if I rile them up, I feel like. I'm sure I could get some people on there. One time I just went into the Discord and I was like, hey, if you don't get in the server right now, you're not cool. And only one person was cool. One person showed up, and I hadn't talked to them in a while, actually, so it was pretty cool. They might actually come on the podcast sometime. They're pretty chill.
Nice, nice.
They've got that, like, that chill energy that you and Ren have about you. It's like this aura that I cannot, like, hope to attain. I'm a different energy.
Oh, wow.
They're just
You
different
think I'm
beings.
chill?
Yeah, man.
That's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, most people that I meet online tell me that I've got so much energy, and that I talk too much.
I wouldn't say that makes you not chill. I don't know. I think that certain people just have, like, maybe I'm not using the word chill right. I think it's just a certain aura some people have where it's like a, hey, like, we're chilling, we're relaxing, we're having fun.
Alright.
But, like, nothing stressful,
yeah, okay.
you know? Like...
Well, that one I fuck with.
like, Ren's got that energy about him, too. But he is real quick with the, he's like, I feel like he's got the same sense of humor as me, but it's way more finer toned than mine is, and he's quicker with it, which makes him a threat.
Oh, yeah.
he threatens me.
Set up his own podcast, dude.
He should. He actually... Yeah,
Ren's
you know
restaurant.
what? Maybe if I can... Ren's restaurant. Yeah, let me see. Let me see what I can do about that. Maybe I can put a fire under him. We'll see.
Millions of subscribers. PewDiePie will shout him out.
Yeah, exactly. And then maybe see that's the real goal. Is that after all this, Ren shouts me out. That's the real goal behind all this, right? We're using him because he's more marketable. So we get him to get all the clout, and then he's like, I am but a puppet for King Cook. Like, I'm a vessel. And then he's just
a vessel,
like,
yeah.
When he just gives me his channel and we just rebrand the whole thing to King's Kitchen.
As he should.
As he should.
Oh, he gives you his channel, yeah.
Exactly.
It was all a ploy to blow up King's Kitchen.
I was preparing the way for King Cook himself.
Who is on Mount Cook currently.
Yes. I love it here. But what do you say we go back into your room / house / restaurant and maybe play some games? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Right, we pull out
our Game Boys.
I don't know, our Game Boys, and we play some Legend of Aang, Avatar: The Last Airbender Game Boy game. I've heard that's pretty fun.
I'm willing to
play.
try. I'm willing to try. As long as we follow it up with some good old-fashioned Pokemon trading and battles.
Oh yeah, of course.
Alright, well, I think we're about done here, folks. This has been King's Kitchen. This is your host, King Cook, and your esteemed guest, I hope I know what that word means, Sundog.
Yep, that's me. I'm very esteemed.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
Have a pleasant rest of your day or end of your day.
Thank you.
I meant the audience. But I mean, you know, because we're still talking after this. We're chilling in the recesses of the restaurant.
Look. I wasn't sure because you've been silent, and I couldn't tell if it was directed at me or the audience. And I just thought, just in case, I'll say thanks to make it more awkward.
You know,
but now it's made it maybe even more awkward.
Right. I was just waiting for you to tell them bye. So like, you know, it's okay.
Have a good night, guys.
You're above. Yeah, there you go. See, he graced you with a response. You should all feel very lucky. Alright.
Now go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sunboxing 2.
Yeah, there'll be a link. There most certainly will. So, that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Have a nice one, guys, and bye-bye!
Bye, guys.
Backwoods packages litter tabletops. Gone off that shit, my eyes lower than your stable stock. I get stoned and I'm dope, I made a rock. You feeling stagnant when that boat tips, I made it rock. I used to play Sega Saturn and shit, and now I smoke a lot of weed and it ain't mattered a bit. Blood splatter on the back of the whip. I backed up with the strength of the piston of Mack trucks. You ever seen a grown man crumple into a puddle? Man, I ain't have a move left. I couldn't do nothing but struggle. I need some shit to keep my mind on the PowerPoints. I took the path that I could find and devour joints. Motherfuckers been asking for this one. I never had sense. I had the passion to get some. And then I saw her. She skates slow, but fuck it, I even the pace so. And I've never been as happy as right now. But shit, I gotta cope with the fact that it dies down. Cause in the end I just wake up salty. Start my day with a pot of black coffee. And I've never been as happy as right now. But shit, I gotta cope with the fact that it dies down. Cause in the end I just wake up salty. Start my day with a pot of black coffee.
Zigzag in my pocket, I left the studio. Police chase while and I'm sipping that pink chalice. Zigzag in my pocket, I left the studio.